Which of these three cards do you resonate with? Perhaps you already know. Perhaps you are already energetically drawn to either of them. I'm going to show them to you up close, and that way you're going to be able to make your choice. And we're afterwards going to pull one card for you based on your choice and try to have a hypothesis on why you picked the card that you picked. What does it say about you, your current situation, your current life circumstances, your energy level, all of that. So let's start with the first one, the Queen of Wands. She's wearing this beautiful red dress. She's holding a candle and she has this huge sombrero. I'm using the Santa Muerte tarot, by the way. This is what the box looks like. Okay. So that's the first one. The second option is the Four of Pentacles. And this is a really detailed card with lots of nuances. I hope that you can see the details. And so that's your second option. And then we also have the Eight of Cups. Okay. So, which of these cards do you resonate with? If you can already tell, then you can just simply jump to that part of the reading, that part of the video. Or if you're interested, you can watch all of it. If you have some associations with the other cards, perhaps they could symbolize other people or other states of mind and energy. So you can watch the whole video, or you can just focus on the part that represents you. So now, let me draw one card for each. For the Queen of Wands. For the Four of Pentacles. And for the Eight of Cups also. Some guidance. All right. So first off, the Queen of Wands. If you were drawn to this card, what I can tell you is that you are in a pretty good, pretty dynamic phase of your life. The Queen of Wands is the Queen of Fire, and thus she represents these energies full of passion, creativity, and courage. And the Queen of Wands is kind of like a main character, in the sense that she is fully identifying with her life, with her identity. There's a flavor and depth to who she is and how she experiences herself on the day-to-day. It's a very highly charged card energetically. Now let's see what your advice is. And that's the Six of Wands. So we are still in the realm of fire, with this card also being Wands. And the Six of Wands is a celebration of your achievements, of your ego. So the Queen of Wands and the Six of Wands are trying to encourage you to enjoy, appreciate, and celebrate your wins. Obviously, you are currently in a phase of your life where you feel more powerful. And if you've been through some trauma, then you might have a little bit of an apprehensive attitude, although the Queen of Wands is suggesting to me that you are pretty much identifying with this powerful position right now of the Queen of Wands. But experience shows that success, accepting praise, and being proud of your own achievements can be a challenge. So the Six of Wands is reminding you that it's okay to be proud of yourself. It's okay to accept praise and positive reinforcement from others, and to kind of indulge in it a little bit. So this is just encouragement to really pat yourself on the back and be proud of who you are, who you've become, what you have achieved, and just enjoy this fiery state of being. Now, let's have a look at the Four of Pentacles. We have the Six of Swords as your advice. Now, the Four of Pentacles is a state of mind and a state of energy that's kind of stagnant, and there's heavy attachment to what is considered to be safe. And a large part of this experience is wanting to control, manage, sometimes micromanage your environment. So with the Four of Pentacles, there's a persistence on and an attachment to what is perceived as stability and constancy. And sometimes that's not entirely good for you. The Six of Swords is encouraging you to keep looking for better options. Do not settle for anything less than what you could achieve just because it feels safer. So the Four of Pentacles, in a sense, is kind of this this narrow viewpoint where you're just holding on to what you have and you're not really thinking about what you could have. So the Six of Swords is bringing in the option of, or rather the pattern of replanning, reevaluating, rediscovering. The Six of Swords is mental flexibility, adapting to a situation that is ever-changing and is somewhat disadvantageous. So with the Six of Swords, the elements, so to say, or the environment is not exactly amicable. There's a hostility in the air, but there's also very clear indication that you can, if you come up with a good enough plan, if you make an effort to run a good analysis of your situation and try to overcome these primitive urges of holding on to what is available to you in the moment. So once you get out of that primal headspace, that fearful place, you're going to be able to come up with a more sophisticated, more adaptive strategy. But it does need to be thought about. It does need to be addressed. Now, the third one is the Eight of Cups. And your advice is the Six of Cups. How interesting that we have these sixes all over the place. So the Six of Cups. And it's especially interesting that we have the Queen of Wands, which is a fire sign or a fire element, and the Six of Wands, which is fire and fire, and then we have the Eight of Cups and the Six of Cups. So it's water and water. And the middle card, Earth, with a response of air. So interesting. So the Eight of Cups, let's first talk about that. The Eight of Cups is indicating to me that your energy, your spirit, is now filled with melancholy, negativity. Perhaps there's a slight depression. Perhaps there's a grimy outlook on life, pessimism, and a sense of disappointment in other people, and perhaps in yourself as well. So it's definitely a card where you feel the need to detach emotionally because things are getting too hurtful. And so with the Six of Cups, the advice is to, instead of being reactive, because in many cases the Eight of Cups can be like that, it can kind of bring with it these emotionally intense states where you're very spiteful and you want nothing to do with things that perhaps just a second ago or not too long ago were emotionally meaningful. So it's like a very sharp turn in the other direction. And so the Six of Cups is asking you to slow things down a bit and to try and find a way to connect within your heart with something that is still pure and innocent. The Six of Cups is the card of unadulterated, authentic feeling that predates our indoctrination into society. So very often the Six of Cups is associated with childhood, and there's a good chance that the best way for you to connect with this layer of yourself is to think back to what it was like when you were a child, perhaps things that you used to do when you were a child in order to connect with other people. Think about those methods, those strategies, and try to find where the innocence was kind of lost. Because the Eight of Cups is kind of mourning something from the past. It's not entirely based in the present. And it's mourning that loss of authenticity, really. So even if you have interpersonal troubles right now, even if you are perhaps in a relationship that is not completely fulfilling to you, the point is not the other person. The point is not the relationship itself. It's the loss of innocence, the loss of authenticity from way back from your childhood that is making this a turbulent experience. So the Six of Cups is asking you to try to connect with the inner child by way of, there are many ways to attempt this. One way is to try and engage in activities that invoke that kind of connection with childhood. Or you could try and listen to music from your childhood. You can try to have a dialogue with your inner child, really dedicating time to listen to some of the suppressed needs that the inner child is still carrying. So some kind of reparenting needs to happen here. And also, and this is, advice to anyone and everyone who's watching this, it can also be useful to find a good reflective agent, which could be a therapist, an expert who can help you get in touch with what has been buried within you. So there are many ways, but the real solution is not to burn bridges or to act out, so to say, and to remove yourself, but to stay with it and explore it deeper. So I hope that you enjoy this video. If you liked it, subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment to let me know how you liked it or what you thought about it. Thank you. See you next time.